having a out-of-body experience.
Love you, Fluffy!
This is what I looked like 3 years ago when I had hair. There I am. Hair before contacts, you know. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Ah, good. I'm hungover. Yay, Tampa.
What's up, everybody? Thank you all for coming to this panel. This is going to be fun. I can tell you right now. I'm going to get things started with a couple of questions, but we're going to need you guys to come up with some questions, too. If you have questions,
You didn't know you were getting put to work this morning, did you?
We just wanted to watch him talk, and now we have to work. Do I have to sign a release?
let's get started. I always ask the same question to start off with.
Then maybe that's the problem, Chris. Maybe we need to change things up just a little bit.
It's been me this whole time.
It's been, yeah.
What were the first steps that got you started into comedy? How did you end up, on the path that led you here?
Why are your glasses fogged up?
Because I'm hot and nervous.
It's you, Fluffy.
It'll go away.
Okay. It'll go. What was your question again? I'm sorry.
How did you get started in comedy? What were the first steps?
I hated waking up early, and fast forward almost 30 years, and we're here. So, I got into comedy because I was in love with Saturday Night Live. I loved Eddie Murphy back when he did stand-up comedy. I'm almost 50 years old, so yeah, that's telling. When I got started into the idea of doing comedy, I was 10 years old, and I fell in love with it. I love the characters, the voices, the reaction from the audience. That's what got me excited about it. And then years later, when I was in high school, I joined the speech team because that seemed like the only place I could do what I wanted to do. Because I got kicked off the football team for talking back.
So yeah, the prerequisites for comedy: hates getting up late, problem with authority.
It's a lot of fun. It's very freeing, It's like all the insecurities and issues that I have in life, I bring them up here, and it's like it's the biggest cape, it's the biggest power suit, it's the biggest shield ever. And not only does it not hurt when I'm up here, I use it, and I feel like it helps others.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's one of the things I really find fascinating about stand-up comedy, or anybody who has developed like a sense of humor and is the funny person. You've developed a self-defense mechanism to the point that it's entertaining for other people to watch, basically. I always thought that was kind of just a weird concept.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's a good one right there.
Were you always like the funny kid in class? You mentioned you went to the speech club just to
No, I was actually very quiet. And normally I'm very quiet. And just in person, I'm very quiet. I study everything that's going on in the room. I'm not trying to be the loud, over-the-top personality. That's not me. I have friends that are like that. It's so obnoxious. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm just like, hey, what's going on? How are you? How come you're not being funny right now? I don't see a check. So, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those...
Add a couple of zeros, it gets even funnier.
Hysterical.
Let's start with the audience for our first question. Step right up.
Hi, my name is Sean, and besides being a comedian, I didn't know you were a voice actor. So recently, Disney and Pixar announced that they're doing a sequel to Coco, and I was wondering if you were going to be reprising that role of the character that you played in that movie, or are you going to be playing a different character?
Okay. Are you reading off your phone?
No, I'm just recording.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Lower the phone 3 inches so I can see your face.
Okay.
How are you? Sorry,
Yeah.
it's all being present.
Okay.
Anyway, so you do comedy?
Do I do comedy?
Yes.
No, I don't.
Okay. Sorry, I was just curious. As far as the new movie Coco, I'm excited about it. I haven't received a phone call yet, but I wouldn't doubt it. Disney works very last minute. They do. So it's yeah. And most of the time, it's like they'll do what they're gonna do, and then they need to find voices to fill the animation. Like what happened with the original Coco, they called me and they already had the character, they already had the mouth movement and everything. They just like, we need a Mexican. And so I said, I'm available. And next thing you know, I'm in the movie. So I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for that phone call. I'm sure Disney right now, they're just trying to figure it out. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if,
Well, hopefully you're in it.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully. We'll see.
Such an honor to talk to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Thank you for your question. Speaking of voice acting, you voiced Speedy Gonzalez in Space Jam.
Yes.
A character, I grew up on, loving, absolutely. What was it like, getting, being told you're going to voice Speedy Gonzalez, and then there was kind of like a sort of backlash with people saying, he's kind of offensive. And again, as a kid who just grew up loving that character, I never saw that. So, what was your reaction to that?
I think that the people that were, if you hear a dog, that's mine. Did we just hear a dog? My dog hears my voice and trips out. So, yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it's all right now, but when you're in the hotel room at 2 in the morning and she's still barking, it's not all. It's more like, oh shit, why do we bring her? Yeah, I should have just. Anyway, to answer your question, the people that were offended about the Speedy Gonzalez character, I don't think we're Mexican.
Yeah.
Every Mexican I talk to, they're like, hey, why'd they take the job away from the mouse, He was employed, why'd they fire him, But when I got the call to do the voice, I thought it was funny that they originally wanted me to do my regular speaking voice. So we want to make it more contemporary and go away from the stereotypes. And you're more like a right now Mexican. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means, but okay. Well, right now Mexican. So I argued it and I said, I think the voice should remain the same. I think it should be the same. And then the question was, well, can you sound like Speedy Gonzalez? I'm like, can I sound Mexican? I can try. Yeah. And the more money they threw at me, the more, arriba! It came out. I was the fastest mouse in East Los Angeles. That's what I was. It was a good time. It really was.
Next question.
Hi, pink hair.
If one of your specials were turned into a scented candle, what it would smell like?
I'm gonna ask you to ask me that question again, just because I think I understood it, but I don't believe that I heard it. Okay, go ahead. I heard something about a scented candle.
Yes. So one of your many, you pick one, your comedy specials were turned into a scented candle. What do you think it would smell like?
Oh, okay. If one of my comedy specials was turned into a scented candle, what would it smell like? Let's see. If it was the Aloha special, it would probably smell like Spam fried rice. It's a good time, Hawaii. The El Paso special would probably smell like Chico's Tacos. Yeah, let's see. Ooh, I'm trying to think. What other specials there? The Stadium Fluffy one probably smell like a Dodger dog. I don't know. Can you tell I'm hungry this morning? Scented candles. Yeah. I hope I answered that for you. Okay. I'm not sure how to answer that, but. All right.
Thank you. Speaking of Stadium Fluffy, what was it like? What did you feel the first time they told you sold out Dodger Stadium?
Honestly, it was very surreal because I didn't believe it until I went on the Ticketmaster website. And the Ticketmaster website shows little dots for every single seat available. And little by little, the dots would disappear from the floor plan. And when I went on and it said no more seats available, I'm like, I called everybody.
Is Ticketmaster broken?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. First thought was Ticketmaster's broken, or they block you because you keep checking the account over and over and over, and eventually, all right, I'm that person. But yeah, it was crazy. And so then we did the second night there, and that was, we did the field. We only sold tickets on the field for the second night.
Okay.
Because since I was gonna be filming the special, I didn't want to do just one take, because there's always a chance that something might go wrong. And you're outdoors. There could be a plane or a helicopter that goes over, a motorcycle in the parking lot. You never know with that many people. And so I never want to take a chance on having only one opportunity to create a special. I always do 2 takes. That's why you'll never see me go live. Yeah, when people go, how come you don't do Instagram live? Same reason. What if I have a booger? What if, if I got some on my teeth? And like, he had stuff in his, why didn't nobody tell me? I'm like, it was in the comments. And I'm like, I wasn't reading.
That's That's when you say it was intentional and it's a comment on modern society.
That's it. What are you focusing on?
We'll throw to the audience for the next question.
Hello, sir.
Hello, my name is AJ, and my question for you is, how did you find out you could do the voices?
So when I was 10 years old, I would try to mimic what I would see on TV. And I've noticed that if I hang out with someone or I hear something long enough, I have a really good ear. I come from a long line of musicians. I don't sing, but I have a lot of family that are singers, and they have really good, abilities to just, like, I don't even know how to word this right, but if I hear a tone or I can pick up an accent or a sound, and I don't know, it's just, and then with the microphone, you hear how much louder it gets. So like if I'm doing a car and I'm like a car going across the stage, but with the microphone, like, he's good. No, I got a good mic. I give a lot of credit to the microphone. And with voices, it's like, you just, again, you hear someone. I was in the elevator right before coming here, and a lady saw my dog, and she was like British or UK, or you could just hear, she's not Tampa. you could tell. What a small little dog you have. And I'm like, oh wow, you sound funny, not from here. I imagine that's what I sound like to them when I go over there. And I'm like, oh, did you hear the Yankee? Did you hear? Oh, the lack of education coming from his mouth. So again, you hear a voice. For me, I start picking it up and mimic. If I think that there's something, there.
Thank you so much. Also, love the Netflix specials.
I appreciate it, AJ. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. The next one.
Hello, I wanted to ask, how'd you get into...
What's your name?
Oh, sorry, Alex.
What's up, Alex?
Nothing much, how's it going? I wanted to ask, how'd you go from comedy to like TV? Because I know you are into Netflix and voice acting. How did you make that big jump?
So in the beginning, I would go out on a ton of auditions, and for some reason, I could always make it to the final callback. Like, it was wonderful, we love what you did, oh my God, it's the best. And then they call you back, and you show up, and there's like 5 other people there in the waiting room that look just like you. And you're like, oh shoot, I'm going up against myself in here. So, and then it would come down to 3, 2, and then the last 2, and then I would never make it to the final, And for me, it was very frustrating because I'd have to sit in traffic for an hour and a half in LA, and I got tired of it. And so I said, you know what? Let me just focus on what I know I'm good at and what I have control over. And if it goes well, people will come find me. And that's what happened with Magic Mike. I didn't audition to be in Magic Mike. And you're laughing already. Fuckers, I was in Magic Mike. I was in Magic Mike. I can hear your judgment. And we did some filming here in Tampa. So, did you hear that when I said I was in Magic Mike?
An audible giggle, yeah.
It's hysterical. I was the only one that didn't get naked. You're welcome. Okay? I had gotten that call from Channing Tatum to be in the movie because he was a fan of my comedy and he thought he had a part that was right for me. So all these roles, the thing for Coco, I didn't audition to play, in that. They called me. They said, "Would you like to be in Coco?" I'm like, "I love Coco." And they're like, "No, movie." Oh, I thought you wanted to feed me. So what I worked on was what I was good at, and I didn't start chasing the Hollywood thing, the sitcom thing, the movie thing. I focused on what my real passion is, which is stand-up. I have full control up here. I'm the writer, the director, the producer. Everything that happens up here is me and no one else. The only person that has control, in any type of control, is whoever's running the audio. Because without the audio, people can't hear what I'm saying, and so then it kind of sucks. But yeah, I didn't chase. I didn't go for it. It found me. And so, like for example, the sitcom on Netflix, I was approached by a producer, and they're like, "Hey, because I had worked on another TV show, and a friend had asked me to be on that show called Cristela on ABC a few years ago, and the producers of that said, hey, how about how about we do a show for you? And I'm like, oh, what do I gotta do? They're like, we'll handle it. And sure enough, Netflix and the whole thing, it just lined up. So I said all that to say, I was never a fan of Hollywood and that whole idea that I have to go and prove myself. I know, baby, I know. she agrees, she don't like Hollywood either. But I made this my priority. I made stand-up and making people laugh my priority, and people took notice. And I thought that was the best thing, because it's like, this is what it's all about. And what's the craziest thing to me is like, I'm getting a star next year on the Thank you. I know, right? And I didn't say it to get you guys I appreciate the applause, but more so just to prove that I didn't have to focus on Hollywood. I'm getting the star for what I do for stand-up, and it's crazy. I didn't think that was possible. And so I'm just like, wow, is this life real? I know you only wanted to be up here for like a minute, Alex, and
All good. I'm happy.
shit, he kidnapped me. I'm standing here. The Scream costume is hot.
Everybody else is sitting down, and I'm standing here.
Down. But I hope I answered your question, and I apologize for being long.
I got another one.
Okay.
Oh,
Go ahead.
What's the favorite show or voice acting that you've done in your career, or one that you wish you could do?
Honestly, doing an entire Looney Tunes movie would be awesome. But there's already someone for that. He's an amazing voice actor, Eric Bauza. He's great. He can do every single character. And I know he can do Speedy. He just, out of respect, he's like, I don't know how it sounds. I'm like, shut up, you know how it sounds. He can do all the voices. But doing an entire film would be awesome like that. Looney Tunes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
yeah, thank you for your question. Yeah, I mean, when I was doing my research, you're...
Oh, okay, hold on. I finally figured it out why it's messing with me. I figured out who you remind me of. You remind me of the guy at the comic book store in The Simpsons. Okay, there, I said it.
Let me ask you these questions 3. I was doing my research, just looking at the project that you yourself did. It's impressive on its own. Most people I talk to don't have IMDb lists this long just for stuff that they've worked on for other people. Would you ever consider doing something dramatic on your own, or just comedy?
I actually did an episode of Narcos on Netflix, and I played a narco, and it was cool because I got killed, and it was the most dramatic, epic death scene. Yeah, I was a big fan of the show, and I hit up Netflix and I said, can I do a cameo on Narcos? And then the people from Narcos are like, they didn't know who I was because it's all Mexico, and the crossover wasn't there yet. So they're like, who is this Gabriel Iglesias? Who is he? And they're like, Netflix was like, well, let us tell you. And then, so they gave me an opportunity to do this scene where I came out. I had gold chains, a crazy hat, and I'm speaking Spanish, and it's very dramatic. And so I did a scene, and it went over really well. And then, of course, hail of gunfire. I had squibs, which are basically little little devices that are put on your body, and they explode, which sounds crazy, and they explode out, and so there's blood, and then, I'm moving around, and then hit the floor, and then they're like, don't move, and I'm like, not a problem. But it was a cool scene. It was cool, and the best part about it is, it was such a small scene, it made it to the trailer. So more people saw the trailer for Narcos and me dying. They're like, was that Fluffy getting killed? And so it was my only dramatic scene, but I can do drama. I've been in enough relationships. I've cried. Comedy's more fun, but if given the opportunity to do some drama, I would definitely go for it.
Awesome. We'll go to our next question.
Hello.
Tell us your name.
My name is Talia. I have a quick question. I did see you in WWE like a few weeks ago. My question is, what are your top 3 favorite wrestlers of all time?
Ooh. This is so cool because I know a lot of you know wrestling here. Yeah. This was a different type of event. It's like I have to explain it. Top 3 favorite wrestlers of all time. Number 1 for me is Stone Cold Steve Austin. So Stone Cold Steve Austin, definitely number one. I'm gonna go off the chart a little bit here. I like heels. I like bad guys because I feel like a good bad guy makes a good guy. You know what I mean? That times that makes sense. Roddy Piper was one of the best.
Absolutely.
So good. And a wrestler who you didn't really hear a lot about, who a lot of people took from, was a wrestler named Superstar Billy Graham. Superstar Billy Graham was the original, like the guy with the handlebar mustache, the guy with the colorful shirts, and the way he would present himself. And Muhammad Ali actually would mimic him because he would rhyme a lot when he'd go out there and do his thing. So yeah, I'd say those three.
All right, thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
You were a wrestler.
I love me some wrestling, let me tell you. A little fun fact here, Stone Cold Steve Austin is my favorite wrestler of all time, and I got to hang out with him multiple times, and I've done things with Stone Cold no one can say that they've ever done. And I don't mean that in a... don't go there.
I'm not sure we can say them here.
No, I've drank with him. I've drank with him. I've hung out with him at his house. I got to use his bathroom. I told the story. Oh yeah. I dropped a Stone Cold Stunner in that toilet. Sure did. And the funniest one is I got a pedicure with Stone Cold. We went out and got pedicure. Yeah. The two of us going out and get freaking. I got pictures. I'll prove that. I was like, no one's gonna believe this video. So we got petties. It was pretty funny.
Do you remember the first stand-up comic you ever saw, or who were some of the stand-ups that you did kind of idolize when you were younger?
The comics that I idolized were Eddie Murphy back in the day, Robin Williams, Paul Rodriguez, and Billy Crystal.
Yeah, no, I grew up watching stand-up comedy, so yeah, all those are, I mean, in the Hall of Legends, you know?
And the first actual comedian I saw, like actual live, finally watching a comic doing comedy, was a comic named Terry Kurtz. Unfortunately, he passed this past year, but he'd been around forever. And I was like, oh my God, this is an actual live comedian. To watch comedy on TV is one thing, to see it live is just, it's so much more infectious with the laughter, and it's just, you have more fun. At home, you'll laugh, you'll look at your phone, you point, You can't do that here, you'd sound stupid.
Yeah, comedy is a very intimate art form, and you kind of have to be in a closed kind of area. Was it challenging in like an area like Dodger Stadium, where I mean the people in the back are, by the time they hear your joke, you're moving on to the next joke?
I was concerned that the size of Dodger Stadium would be a problem because of, you'd see movies, now batting, number 40, 45, and you hear the echo, and I was afraid it was going to sound like that. And so when the audio engineers told me about a delay system and how they would have it so that there'd be no echo like that, so I was worried about the sound. But yeah, I was very comfortable. Believe it or not, people go, were you nervous about Dodger Stadium? I was only worried about the sound and the lighting. I wasn't worried about my performance. And when 50,000 people show up for you in your hometown, it's a celebration. There was no stress. I cried in the first 30 seconds, and people could feel like this is like, man, I was here, like we're here. It was more of a celebration than it was a performance, because we all realized what it took to get to that point. I'm more nervous on talk shows, because on talk shows you have no control over the time. You got to get your jokes in. You don't know what's going to happen. They might surprise you. Like, remember Ellen used to always scare people? Like, yeah, I'm not going there to get terrified. No. At least here you can see the monsters coming. You know what I mean? Like, I saw you scream, guy. Yeah, freaking Alex. Being able to get in front of a crowd originally used to terrify me. It was the scariest thing in the world. Public speaking is the #1 fear. And eventually I got to a point where I'm so much more comfortable on stage than in real life. Like I said, nothing up here can hurt. And I know that now. It's my safe space. I can do taxes up here. Okay?
How did you know what my next question was going to be?
H&R Block.
We're getting low on time. We have a few more minutes for questions, so I'll turn it over to the audience again.
Cool shirt, dude.
What Hey Gabriel, how you doing, bro?
Doing okay, man.
So cool to finally see you in person. My name is Diego. My question is going to be a little specific because I'm originally from McAllen.
Okay.
I know you were there not that long ago. Just wanted to ask you what you thought about it.
Taco Palenque. Yes.
Taco Palenque, bro.
Yeah, I know all the local food spots.
Just wanted to know what you thought about it, and like kind of like in comparison to your hometown of LA and McAllen. You know, as many Mexicans as are down there. And wanted to ask you if somebody please took you out to eat some good Mexican food and tacos down there.
I ate at Palenque Grill, which is a sister store of Taco Palenque. And I know you know both of those.
Oh, yeah.
So I ate very well in McAllen. McAllen is a border town in Texas. I drove. I know. Talk about food, and she's like, well, you heard her. Taco. That's how she said. Taco. Yeah. I drove from San Antonio to McAllen. I have a house in San Antonio in the area, and I drove down to McAllen. I'm gonna take a good drive to see what that's like. I got pulled over twice, and I wasn't speeding. And fun fact, I drive a Toyota Sienna, and I know you guys are like, really, a Toyota Sienna? I love it. 18 cup holders. It's insane. 18 cup. I'm gonna say it again, Chris. 18 cup holders.
1-8.
Yeah, 18 cup holders, and so I drove down to McAllen, and I got pulled over twice, and I didn't have a front plate on the car. I wasn't speeding, and they're like, what are you doing? Where are you coming from? I'm like, I'm just going to McAllen. I'm going. What are you going there for? There was a Comic Con there, and I was like, Comic Con, and they didn't understand. They're like, oh, okay, Comic Con. And it's crazy because there's like state troopers and immigration. And they're just waiting. They're waiting to catch you. And I think a minivan is now considered these. Oh, you're a sign language interpreter. Sorry, I saw some dude in the corner and he's doing signs. I'm like, what's that you claim? Sorry, bro. It came out. We're talking about
you're
this and that. I'm like, oh shit. All right. But yeah, to answer your question, I love McAllen. It's always a good time, and yes, I ate very well.
Thank you for everything you do for the raza, bro. Thank you.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you.
And return my apologies to our sign language interpreter. I didn't mean to call you out, but can I ask a question though? Is the person who you're signing for directly in front of you?
We currently have no deaf consumers right now.
I'm a team.
Oh, your team.
Are you practicing?
You guys like a tag team?
No, is the person who you're signing for in the room?
No.
No. Oh, okay.
The people sit there who are ASL signs for them.
Okay, thank you. So you're signing to chairs. Okay.
Chairs are people too.
Look, chairs are people too. I just wanted to make sure that if there was someone here who could not, cannot hear, is sitting in the place where you can, sign for them. Because sometimes I'll do shows and they'll say, there's a sign language person out there, and then I'll ask the question. And a lot of times the person who needs the assistance is like deep, far, and they're like, they can't see him. All they see is like a head and every now and then one hand, and they're like, it's like, they can't. So like, I always make sure the person can come and sit in a place where they can get the assistance. That's the only reason. Thank you.
What would you
We
say?
invited him and he made fun of us.
What would you say, to anybody out there who's kind of, interested in becoming a stand-up? What was the best piece of advice that you've ever gotten on your journey as a stand-up?
The best piece of advice for me that I was given, and I know I kind of broke that a couple times today when I cussed, but they told me, do a show that everyone can watch. Do a show that no one's gonna feel threatened by. Do a show that people can bring their kids and grandkids and parents, and make it so that more people can enjoy it, not less. And so it was hard for me because when I first got started in comedy, I was cussing so much. It's like a tick, it's just one of those things. And so I learned to stop doing that, and it was the best advice ever because it just opened up the doors. And so when I was in that position to have a chance to be on a Tonight Show or be on a talk show, I didn't have to edit my performance. I was already working clean. And so it just became one of those things where I wanted to cuss, I love cussing, it's fun, it's liberating, it relieves stress. But for the show, I kept it very friendly. But you will notice, anyone who's ever seen all my specials, I make it a point to cuss one time in every single special, one time really good, so it can't ever be considered G-rated. If your thing is G-rated, you lost street cred. You need it as the PG, PG-13. In my last special, I cussed twice just to prove a point. This one. Because like, for example, when I perform at fairs, it's all family, and not a lot of people can do fairs. In the beginning, I had to sign like a morality contract type of thing, where you agree to not say certain things, because they're scared. They don't want people to get upset. And so I would go on stage and tell them. They made me sign a paper in the back that says that I can't say certain things. And I said, those mother flowers are scared. Those sons of biscuits have no idea what I'm capable of, telling me to watch my vocabulary. I said, as far as I'm concerned, they can all suck my dictionary. I said, oh yeah, I know what I can say. I know what I can't say. Oh yeah, I have a white lawyer. I know what's up.
Ladies,
there's always a loophole.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Always a loophole.
I hate to say it, but we are out of time. I apologize if we didn't get to your question.
It's a lot of fun, right?
Yeah. Seriously, thank you all so much for coming. Go check out Gabriel if you haven't seen him yet. Big round of applause, folks. This is great.
Everybody, one more time, give a huge round of applause, everybody, for Gabriel Iglesias. Now the party's not over. We're gonna put a QR code right up here on the screen. You can go to his booth, you can get an autograph, you can get a photograph with him. You make sure you go keep talking with him. One more time, guys, a huge round of applause.